I'm a survivalist. I'm a naturalist by nature, in my blood, in my heart. And so I feel like this is also a really exciting aspect that we can really bring to the table with many of the episodes, many of the stories that we do. You know, I've lived out in the woods with nothing but a knife for months. And not only did I survive, but I can actually thrive. You know, there's lots of shows out there that are really popular now, you know, Man vs. Wild, Dual Survival. And they're really exciting because people are getting to see these people in these environments that the common person is never exposed to, that they're never really in. And so we could do really cool scenarios like, you know, sort of like end of time scenarios where all of a sudden, you know, the grid fails, the commerce fails, all of a sudden we don't have, you know, we don't have food, we don't have stuff in the cities, and cities actually become dangerous to live in because, you know, there's mass panic and there's stealing and there's violence and there's no police, there's no military. So we could do really cool scenarios like that where, you know, we move into the woods. Or we could do a scenario where, you know, the classic, you know, shipwreck or the classic, you know, plane crash. We could do really cool scenarios like that, and rather than have it be, you know, be in the woods for 2 days and get out, be rescued, we could have it be like there is no hope for rescue. And what do you do then? And we could have these scenarios where we actually go into the woods. It could be just me, or it could be me and a couple people. And we could go into these wild environments, and instead of just surviving, we would actually create a lifestyle. We would actually build buildings out of all the resources around us. You know, we would create trapping routes. We would, you know, start cultivating, you know, foods and herbs and plants, you know, to be grown and to be harvested. You know, we would be creating buildings. We would be creating water systems, irrigation systems. We'd be creating all the tools and all of the resources that we would want and or need to really thrive and really survive, you know, starting from nothing, starting from the ground up. And so this would also be really exciting because this hasn't been done on TV. This hasn't really been seen on TV. You know, the closest I can think is the movie Castaway with Tom Hanks. And that was really cool because it really showed him being there for months and years on end and sort of what that looked like. And he did develop a life there, but the life that he developed there, you know, was pretty basic, and so we could really go a lot further with that, especially if we were to have it be like a plane crash or a shipwreck where we actually had a few resources, you know, maybe a couple special tools, you know, a couple special materials, some plastics and metals and things like that. Or we could also do it, you know, just the classic no materials whatsoever. And so I feel like that's a really, really exciting possibility for an episode, or for many episodes, possibly even for a whole season. You know, it could be sort of like the Lost, you know, the Lost type scenario, you know, but instead of having the whole sci-fi aspect to it, you know, it could be much more realistic and much more sort of, you know, grounded and, you know, as like this is really happening. And so I'd really love to be able to bring to the table, you know, those survivalists and those naturalist types of skills and abilities that I really have.